Okay, thanks, Patty Ann. Tomorrow is the Marine Corps' birthday, and Sunday is Veterans Day. So we are doing our part to help veterans coming home from the war. They all face new challenges, such as finding a job. While the national unemployment rate is 7.9%, the unemployment rate for 9/11 era veterans is a staggering 10%. So what can be done to help our veterans have successful careers or even own their own businesses? Let's ask U.S. Army Reserve Captain and Chaplain Lee Escobar. He is also the president and CEO of Best Corps Incorporated, a company that supplies affordable housing for veterans, and he is the author of Rich Soldier. So it sounds like you have it all figured out, Lee. Tell us, what are your recommendations for our veterans?
Well, one of the biggest things that I would tell them is realize, number one, that your core values and your skills as a military member will translate better into the business world financially than it'll actually translate into the workforce. And we have certain skills and go ahead.
You suggest that the soldiers evolve when they come back to the U.S. And what do you mean by that?
Well, first of all, we have to understand that times are different, things are different, and moving from the military world into the civilian world is going to be a whole different lifestyle. And therefore, they're going to have to be willing to evolve, which means to change. And then once they evolve, they need to educate themselves on what they don't know. Then after that, put it into practice and execute what they've just learned.
So know your skills and be confident.
You got it. We have the most powerful military in the world, and our skills and our values actually translate better into the civilian world as business owners than they do as into the workforce. And when we can take those skills and those values and actually translate them into the business world, they'll see amazing results right now. And that's one thing that we're not taught in the military, is that you can become a business owner. We're taught that, number one, you have to have a job to go get out, get a job, or go to school. But our skills translate a whole lot better. And as soon as they can understand that, they'll just go to a whole different levels, especially financially. And that's the biggest thing. We got to make sure that we're taken care of financially.
Okay. Now, Lee, you mentioned all three tips: evolve, educate, and execute. You elaborated on the evolve. Elaborate on the educate.
Well, we're not taught a financial education, either in the school system or actually in the military. What we're taught is an academic education. And then when they get into the real world, we need finances. We need to be okay financially. And that's an area that's lacking in our school system, or actually and in the military also. So what I'm proposing in my book, Rich Soldier, and what I'm giving is, number one, the awareness that you can become a business owner and you can be financially educated. And then after that, I give them the core principles of what they need to, that I've seen in my own businesses to be successful in my investments, to actually pass those on to those, and I call those the wealth ethics. They're principles that will help, foundational principles that will help them take them to another level financially, so that way success will pursue them as they're pursuing it.
Yeah, you know, if I owned a business, these are the first guys I would hire, because they're so disciplined, and they fought wars, and they have fought for our country. They're special individuals.
Yeah, I agree 100%. We have fought to defend our values in our country, to protect our freedoms, and I really believe and know that we have skills that we're taught: leadership, we're taught also resilience. Those entire values actually translate again into the business world and into the workforce, and we need to take care of our military members. And it's a shame that we come back after defending and we can't even find a job.
Well, you're taking care of many of them today, giving them this great advice. Lee Escobar, we thank you so much for serving our country. We're proud of you. Have a great weekend. It's now 5 minutes to the top of the hour.